From getting ruthlessly eliminated to being betrayed by your own teammates to sacrificing yourself for the good of the team, these are some of the most emotional and heartbreaking moments in Hell's Kitchen history. In episode 9 of season 12, Jessica had to go head-to-head with Richard in a cook for your life challenge. She was considered the weakest member of the red team, so she was essentially put up as the lamb to be sacrificed. Against all odds, though, Jessica pulled off the unthinkable. She managed to cook all 3 dishes entirely on her own. When judging finally began, she was up first. From the start, Ramsay praised her perfectly cooked scallops, though he noted the onions were slightly overdone. Just as Jessica started to see a glimmer of hope, things began to fall apart, starting with her risotto, which was stacked way too high. But it didn't stop there, because Ramsay pointed out that the risotto was also 30 seconds overcooked. Then came the final nail in the coffin. She forgot to remove the toothpick from the lobster, a mistake that shocked not only Ramsay, but also her opponents. Thankfully, her halibut passed Ramsay's tough critique and was even praised for being perfectly seasoned. Then it was Richard's turn. Ramsay pointed out his fair share of ups and downs, which ultimately brought the competition to its conclusion. Right from the start, Ramsay told Jessica that he was genuinely impressed with her. It was a tough decision for Ramsay, but he had to make one. In the end, he chose to eliminate Jessica, giving Richard another chance to stay in the kitchen. Jessica immediately walked up to Ramsay, begging him to let her stay. With tears in her eyes, she broke the hearts of not only Ramsay, but everyone else in the room. Her reaction showed just how passionate she was about being on the show, and while Ramsay acknowledged that, he knew she simply wasn't ready to be a head chef. Her passing on July 30th, 2018 only added more heartbreak to her story. May she rest in peace. Her walk-off speech will forever stand as one of the most emotional moments in Hell's Kitchen history.
This is my dream and it just is so crushing. I have so much passion and I know I'm the person that is right for the job.
Next up, we have another heartbreaking moment that just about every Hell's Kitchen fan remembers. Season 6, Episode 13. After completely screwing up the dinner service, Ramsay was deeply disappointed in Tennille Middleton and her 3 teammates. He did, however, acknowledge that they worked well as a team, but because of several unexpected setbacks, the service fell far short of expectations. During the elimination, Ramsay started with Dave, who had been pushing through the service despite a painful injury to his left hand. Concerned for his well-being, Ramsay urged him to step down, believing he might no longer be able to continue on in the competition. But Dave refused to back down. He told Ramsay that he couldn't just leave because of his injured left hand, he still had his right hand. And with it, he could do everything he needed to in the kitchen. He said that if Ramsay wanted to eliminate him, it should be because he wasn't good enough, not because of his injury. Ramsay understood Dave's point, so he moved on to his second nominee, the unfortunate Tennille Middleton. Right from the get-go, he told her that her service had been poor, and he didn't want any drawn-out nominations that would only make her suffer even more. He straight up asked Tennille to take off her jacket and leave the kitchen, but he did let her know that he's very proud of her performance and has never seen a competitor like her in Hell's Kitchen before.
I am so proud of you. You fought back like I've never ever seen anybody in Hell's Kitchen fight back. And you are an amazing competitor.
She hugged her teammates and left the kitchen like a champ, already planning to make a comeback. Robert Hesse is one of those people who often end up as the target of jokes. But why is that? Well, it's mostly because of his weight, which was well over 400 pounds. However, he never truly realized how serious it was until Season 5, Episode 2 of Hell's Kitchen. In that episode, both the red and blue teams competed in a scallop cleaning challenge. The winning team would be rewarded with a helicopter ride to Catalina Island, followed by a submarine excursion. But there was a big problem waiting to be revealed. Robert, as a member of the Blues, was preparing for his venture, but that's when he got a call from Ramsay asking him to come meet him in his office. Inside the office, Ramsay revealed the bad news, telling Robert that due to his weight, he couldn't ride the helicopter with them and had to take a ferry to get to the island all by himself. And that's where things turned both funny and heartbreaking. While his teammates enjoyed an amazing trip with Ramsay in the helicopter and submarine, Robert sat alone on a dull ferry ride with no one to talk to but himself. And to make matters worse, his team, Ramsay included, poked fun at him even more when he finally reunited with them, only for him to be left behind yet again.
Listen, we've got some good news and bad news.
Okay.
What do you want first?
Bad news.
Okay, you're turning around, we're all going back, yes? Okay.
But Robert wasn't the only one who faced something heartbreaking in Season 5, Episode 2. The contestant in question is G from the red team, who ended up sacrificing herself for the good of her team. G's fate was sealed when she slipped and sprained her ankle, leaving her in serious pain and turning her into a liability for her teammates. The injury initially made G and everyone else wonder if she could even take part in that night's service. But G's a tough cookie, and instead of resting, she insisted on jumping in and contributing as an active member of the team. Throughout the service, Ji was in immense pain, but her determination to push through and support her team helped her tackle every challenge that came her way. As soon as the service ended, Ji's foot had swollen badly, forcing her to see the medic and get some ice to ease the pain. In the middle of all that, her teammates rushed over, surrounding her with hugs and reassuring her that she was absolutely not going to be nominated for elimination. Even Ramsay was moved by Ji's passion for cooking, and when it came time for elimination, she was completely safe as the red team chose Colleen and Lacey for their nominees instead. But just as Ramsay was about to eliminate one of the nominees, Ji, sitting in her wheelchair, raised her hand. She knew her limits and understood how her injury could hurt her team's chances, so she made the difficult decision to leave the kitchen voluntarily. Ramsay, although reluctant, had no choice but to accept her decision. But as a sign of respect, he allowed Ji to keep her jacket, one of the highest honors anyone can receive in Hell's Kitchen. But the best part was watching her entire team and even the blue team giving her a standing ovation as she left the room. After winning the Leftovers Challenge in Season 1, Episode 8, Elsie became a target for her teammates who started resenting her. This jealousy eventually led to the elimination of poor Elsie, who had been getting all the attention thanks to her big win. Just 5 minutes before dinner service, Elsie mapped out where each contestant would be stationed, effectively taking on the role of leader for the night's service. At first, Elsie started at the fish station, but in an hour, Ramsay switched everyone's stations, which landed her at the garnish station. Here, she struggled quite a lot, but it was only a matter of time before Ramsay made another switch, sending her to the appetizer station. These sudden station changes made it nearly impossible for her to adapt, leading to confusion and panic. Even after 2 hours into the service, half the restaurant still hadn't been served, a clear sign of just how disastrous the night had become. This was when the real betrayal happened. Elsie asked her teammates for help, but all 3 of them completely ignored her and stuck to their own plan. They were finally going to get rid of her. Ramsay, unaware of this little scheme, kept blaming Elsie for the mix-ups with the orders. Elsie became so frustrated that she couldn't think straight, which ultimately led to Ramsay dragging her into the blue kitchen. After giving her a long pep talk, Ramsay sent her to the bathroom to take a short break, and that's where she completely broke down in tears. After finally pulling herself together, she returned to the kitchen and gave it everything that she had to finish the service, even as the rest of the contestants tried to overpower her. Ramsay eventually had to shut down the kitchen after 2 tables walked out. Definitely not a good look. During the elimination, both Elsie and Jessica were Ramsay's nominees. While being questioned, Elsie, despite everything, chose to protect her teammates by not exposing how they had sabotaged her during service. She took all the blame and was eliminated for her meltdown in the kitchen. But despite that, Ramsay was proud of her and expressed that he had high expectations for her future.
The person leaving Hell's Kitchen is Elsie. You've made a lot of people happy.